Hello friends, Jason here for Chart Guys, taking a look at UNP. If you're not familiar with the Chart Guys, we are a community of 1,000 plus technical analysts. We love the charts, we love doing this stuff, and if you are watching this video, you probably like it as much as we do, so come check us out, chartguys.com. We're looking at UNP, and UNP is on my radar for a couple of reasons. One, our friend Phil in Chart Guys is a big UNP fan, and two, I keep seeing this pop up as a short entry, people advising to take a short position on UNP. I can't say if I advise that or I don't advise that. We'll find out on the end of the analysis. But what we can see is that there is quite a bit of a run up the last couple of days with a lot of strength, which means there's going to be a lot of overbought conditions on UNP. Doesn't necessarily itself signal that there is going to be a turnaround, but we definitely need to take a look at this resistance at 172.21. And more than that, we need to ask the question, how did we arrive at the position we are at, and what is the story behind each of these candlesticks? And that will give us a little bit of information about what we could possibly expect next. On the daily time frame, RSI is getting close to extended. We're at 63, so we've got another day or so of action before we need to start worrying about overbought conditions on the daily time frame. And we are no stranger to having three big green candlesticks in a row in any market, so it's possible. And I would argue that the bulls would want to see a test of 172.21. So that would be my target initially, looking at the daily time frame. 172.21 daily high that the bulls would want to get over top of. But if they run into that in the current trajectory, it's likely that we're going to see a lot of resistance at that level. Why? Because in the 4-hour time frame, we are going to be very close to overbought. In fact, I would argue we would be overbought with a plus 70 RSI by the time we reach 172.21. So right now we're looking for red flags. What are some things that would signal that we need to start considering a short position? Well, it's going to be a change of trend first and foremost. We are in a very strong 4-hour uptrend. Our last low was 165.74. Looks like we are consolidating very, very gradually on a sub time frame, allowing things to cool off. And it looks like the first little bit of this is occurring with a downtick in our RSI. So as long as 4-hour bulls can stay above 165.74, they are in good shape. On the hourly time frame, our RSI is 71.91, and we are seeing a little bit of cooling off here. This is more consolidation, probably on the 5-minute time frame, than we saw yesterday. Yesterday's RSI got very close to overbought, a small dip in after hours, and then the bulls right back at it again. So this is good for continuation in the sense that we are hanging up at this level without big pullback. Bulls are supporting the price and allowing sideways trading before things cool off. Or I should say, allowing things to cool off by going sideways. That is important, and we don't want to see a massive pullback after a massive run to the upside. There is some support here, and we can see that being reflected in this nice 4 EMA, the darker gray guy that you can probably just make out on your screen. So this is good so far. The last pullback on the hourly time frame, I would argue, was 170.38, and we've been setting probably 5-minute higher lows for the duration of today's trading period. Again, 172.21 is a daily target for us. On the 15-minute time frame, getting in a little bit deeper now, there's a 15-minute high. We are still in a 15-minute uptrend, establishing higher lows. Our last higher low, 169.72, looks like a double bottom, and we are still, at the end of the day, our high was 170.94, a higher high over 170.89. So bulls have been in control of the day's trading action so far on every time frame. And they're consolidating nicely sideways. Our RSI is at 59, lots of opportunity to cool off, which gives us a good opportunity for a push to 172.21 tomorrow. If we keep going sideways for the duration of the after hours and pre-market, we open strong. There's no reason to believe that we can't go up and test 172.21. 5-minute time frame, how are we looking? Well, there's that 5-minute pattern, higher lows, higher highs all day, double top at 170.89. So that is going to be my level to watch tomorrow. And I would also have eyes on 170.19, which looks like an area of support very close to a double bottom in the last bit of the afternoon. So nice trading range set up here. If we open inside this range, I would look for a break of one of those two items, 170.89 to the upside, 170.19 to the downside, and that will give us some short-term information. Overall, if we break to the upside, I'm going to look for signs of weakness at 172.21. Even if we break above it, I'm going to look for volume and conviction. The fact is, our RSIs are really, really overbought in a lot of time frames. And despite the fact that the bulls are holding us up here, if we get up here, we don't see volume following through the bulls may be satisfied enough with a break over that key level that they're going to allow for some much needed hourly and 4-hour consolidation. And that is when I would start looking at a short entry. Look for weakness, look for pullback, and see if we can establish some very, very important 4-hour higher lows. The last time we did it was way down here. So even if we break up tomorrow, come down, we got a lot of room for those bulls to maintain, consolidate, and establish themselves a higher low over 165.74. So that's what I'd be looking for on UNP. Very, very bullish day. Congratulations, longs. Watch out. Don't be blindsided by the power of these last 2 days. Consolidation is likely. The form that it comes in is to be determined.